Alright, what's up, guys? So, new week. Not a new program week, but the new week in general. We're on fucking, I think, week 6 now. This morning weighed in at 173, so about the same. Hopefully, I can see some 172 soon. But today is gonna be push. I keep saying this, but a little bit of a late start again today. Kind of slept in like an extra 3 hours, so it's actually 12 instead of it's not like 9 or 10. So not as tilted about it because yesterday was quite a busy day for me. But I was able to get a lot of stuff done. I started working on stuff from I think 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. But I was able to get everything done, so that felt good. So not too shabby. Mondays are kind of my throwaway days because there's so much stuff going on. Not necessarily have a lot of work to do, but I have people at home, and it just gets a little hectic. It's kind of hard to actually do my work because it's just fucking crazy. But going to the gym, the consistency's been a little bit lacking because I know that got busy for one of the days, and then I got kind of woozy and sick the next, and then went for the last day. I think I went for lower, and then the next day was rest, and now I'm back with push. So the schedule started to go kind of haywire, but now it's gone so haywire, it's back sort of on track again, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rest Thursday, Friday, Saturday, rest Sunday, which was kind of the original cadence for this 5-day split anyway. So wasn't able to get to cardio yesterday. Really wanted to finish my stuff because I knew if I had gone in for cardio even for 30 minutes versus the hour, I would have been fucking exhausted, and I might not have been able to finish what I wanted to finish. So a little bit of a sacrifice. I know, and a lot of other influencers or fitness people are like, no man, even if I fucking die, I will get my ass in. I was like, okay, cool, man. Yeah, man, that works for you, it doesn't work for me, right? Because my priority is gym and fitness and health is up there, but it's not number one, right? Sometimes I can make it number one. For example, this week I can prioritize it to be number one, but next week, I'll get a new load of work, so that becomes my priority number 2 or priority number 3. So, I think it's important to have balance. Sometimes you just can't make it. Cool, don't make it that day. Make it up the next day, right? Just keep on continuing. So, and because I'm kind of late today, late by 90 minutes to 2 hours. Might be a little bit busy in there because sun's out and it's a little bit warmer. It's 50 degrees now instead of 40 or 30. So I imagine it'll be a little bit more packed, but hopefully I can still get some shots of me benching, of me. Actually, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I think I'm doing a lot of bodybuilding type stuff today, but bench, maybe I'll do some barbell overhead press, but it kind of just depends. So today might be a short one in terms of clips because I am a goob. I woke up late, but something I wanted to talk about was I've been seeing a lot of posts on just social media and just media in general, right, like YouTube and stuff like that, where You know, like you have one post that was like, God, I saw these back to back, so I thought it was fucking ridiculous. But you know, one video was like, walking is not cardio, and here's why, right? And it's like a 10+ minute long video. And like, oh damn, there's some substantial shit in it, right? It's either he, you know, like the guy's dragging it out, or there's actually some like substantial evidence, or you know, like he's trying to peddle you know, like circuit workout or hit workout or you know, whatever. But and then I kept scrolling, and then I saw another one. It was like, you know, like 5 mistakes that you're making that can help you lose weight with, you know, steady state cardio. I was like, okay, what the fuck? It's totally contradictory to each other, which kind of made me think. I think once you form the habit of, you know, going to the gym and eating right and stuff like that, you'll naturally like search more information on it, right? You know, like sometimes I'll search on, you know, the weightlifting subreddit. I'll be like, hey, why is my extension like this or like that, right? And I'll just look for similar posts, or you know, I'll look at the fitness subreddit for, you know, like skull crushers hurt my elbow. Is there any good alternative that are like strength building tricep movements, right? Or I'll look on YouTube, right? I'll be like, you know, like Jeff Nippard stuff, or you know, RP periodization, or just Sam Sulek stuff, right? Like you start to ingest more and more content about it, which then kind of affects the algorithm to keep recommending you stuff for it, right? Makes sense. But there comes to a point where, you know, you form this habit, right? And let's say you're a newbie, you form this habit, right? And let's say it takes you 66 days, like all this, you know, like all the studies said, to form a habit. And now you're ingesting content about, you know, fitness and health and eating right, and memes about gym and, you know, whatever. Well, how do you differentiate what's good advice and what's bad advice, right? Because there's so many conflicting ones, right? Like there's like, you know, tricep tier list, right? There's like 10 back exercises to avoid, right? Or it's like how to get 23% more muscle activation in your rows, right? It's just so many contradictory stuff that's mixed into, you know, good knowledge, like good informational videos. So I mean, it's really tough, you know, if I didn't learn strength and conditioning in high school. You know, I think I was a sophomore or something. You know, if I never played on a sports team, if I never ran track, if I never played club sports and things like that, I probably would have been totally lost, you know, like, you know, if a newbie were to start now, they'll be like, oh yeah, but I saw this video about, you know, about like HIIT training is the most effective, but then this one was like, oh yeah, no, like if you're, you know, there's anabolic window, so you don't lose. It's like, okay, like, well, how do we sift out the bad shit from the good shit, right? And that's what I've been thinking about. And I think the easiest way is just to do what works for other people, right? And it sounds so stupid, right? Because we're in a day and age where it's all about individuality, right? It's about catering, you know, everything to what you need, what you want, right? How, you know, K through 12 education is catering to you, being nice, being inviting, you know, how, you know, at restaurants, you know, you can order your food and have whatever done to it because you're paying, because you're the customer. It's catered towards you. But hey, man, listen, you're new, you don't know what the fuck's going on. There's a lot of conflicting advice out there. Just do what works for other people, man. Do a fundamental strength training, you know, strength building program 3 days a week. Do I don't know, strong lift 5x5, right? Do, you know, if you're a woman, do strong curve or like lift curve or something like that. Like it's another programming for like newbies. Just do what other people have done that has worked for them, right? Don't be, out here looking at, you know, uh, RP periodizations, like how to break through the intermediate plateau to become an advanced lifter or some shit like that. Because, well, you're not there, right? Chances are you're not going to be there. Even if you do make significant progress, right? You're going to be fucking like a newbie for at least a year. So do what's worked for other newbies. Let's not get too crazy. Let's not get too weird out here. And then just follow it to a T, get what you can out of it, and then reassess, the, what the fuck is it called? The Strong Lift 5x5. It's, a lot of higher intensity, lower rep stuff. Oh, cool. That was fun. I did gain some strength, but I'm kind of wondering what a pump is, right? Everybody talks about a pump, right? And everyone's wondering, like, should I be doing some higher volume stuff? All right, cool. For your next split, right? After that 8-10 weeks of Strong Lift 5x5, do a bodybuilding focus program, right? With 8 to 12, 12 to 15 reps, right? You don't even have to really focus on specific and niche techniques like drop sets and myo reps and long length partials, and whatever. Just cool, try it out, right? And then once you're 8-10 weeks done of the bodybuilding program, now you're like, okay, cool. Like I kind of like how some of the movements felt when they were higher reps, but some of them were just like like the stimulus, the fatigue just wasn't there for me. And really, and I didn't feel like I gained a lot out of it. Cool. Now your third programming, find something that's in between the two, right? Right. And I mean, by then you would have developed way more strength, way more gain, way more knowledge about what you like, what you don't like, what you do, what you can do. Like other than someone that, or more than someone that is, kind of trying to be hyper optimized, hyper focused, using super duper advanced lifting shit. They'll probably get bogged down by all the small details, and then they're gonna watch a new video next week, and it's like, no, myo reps is where it's at. Okay, cool. Let's change up my entire programming to add more myo reps. Okay, and then after that, they saw the Jeff Nippard, like the interview about long length. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna long right. And now your basis just keeps changing, and now you have to adapt to the new way you're training, and you're not getting everything out of how you were doing it before switching. So what's the point, right? So I think just commit to something, right? Even if you're like, oh yeah, like this sucks or that sucks. I have a friend who's doing like a more of a specialized program, and she has 2 upper days and 3 lower days, right? Because it's a female program, right? And they want those nice glutes and those nice legs, and cool. She was like, wow, like I gained a lot from like my lower half, but I felt like my upper half was lacking. Like I want to do more stuff. Well, cool. Now she knows for her next programming, let's find something that's more balanced, in between the two, right? Maybe an upper lower full body day, right? You right where it's 50-50. That could work, right? But it's all about just sticking to it, right? And another thing is, if you're like, okay, I get what you're saying, let's just stick to it, let's just pick something that works. Okay, well, how do I pick something that works? How do I know that this is what I should start? How do I know that this is good for the fundamentals, right? And that's where you just ask a friend that's been lifting. Be like, hey man, like, well, that's a good newbie guy, right? get the name of it, look it up on YouTube, or look it up on, Reddit, or look it up on Twitter, and just see what people are talking about it. Just be like, oh, okay, like a lot of people are shitting on it because it's like, because it's pretty bad. A lot of people are suggesting this other. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll check that out, right? Then just start there and find one that everybody uses it, right? Because that's the one that works. But all right, enough rambling. Let's get push day. Oh, still a little bit lethargic, demotivated, because I want it to be the bulk already, but it is what it is. So let's get in. Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Had a little hiccup in trying to back up my clips and my videos from my phone onto my cloud, and my cloud onto my PC, but finally got it done. It took about 9 hours, but I think I figured out the issue. But we're starting today with bench. I know I'm using baby weights, but I would love to be able to start on just the 20s or a cast iron 40s, but unfortunately I'm not there yet, but hopefully one day I will be. So we're starting with 88, which is 40 kilos. And like I said before, I'm trying to focus on the eccentric. I'm trying to focus on higher rep ranges instead of just, high intensity, low rep ranges, trying to focus on the pump. And I realized that my safeties are a little bit fucked up. Okay, so I put the left one higher, but it's supposed to be lower. Yeah, there we go. And the safeties are going to be really important later on, and you'll see why. So moving up to 50 kilos, so 110. Slowly moving our way up. Trying to establish that good arch, trying to establish that leg drive, trying to establish that scapula. And we just pressing. So I kind of wish I got a different POV, like maybe from the front, because I do think my grip is slightly narrow. So it could be maybe an inch further, I think that'll better put my elbows and my triceps and my pecs in a better, just have better leverage. So moving on to, what the fuck is this? 60s, so 135. This is where I would like to be able to start my warm-up with. That would be fucking sick, because then that means I'm essentially going all the way up to, like 225 maybe, but it's getting a little bit tougher. I'm glad I found out the trick about stacking my wrist, where I don't really stack it straight up and down. I stack it with a slight bend backwards, because it just, don't know why, but it just sits better on the wrist. I think it feels more protected, and it's not like I feel a huge torque, all the way back. But so I think the way that I'm stacking it right now is going to be super duper effective, at least for my build. But of course, I put on the wrist straps, even though it's 70 kilos. I mean, it's heavy for me, and you'll see, because I kind of did my first 3 warm-up sets with higher rep ranges, right? Instead of going 6-5-4 and then doing 6-6 for my 2 working sets, I went up to like 10s and 8s and whatever. I kind of lost the energy on this set. So I think that's 3, and now I just completely lose it. And that's why the safeties were super important, because I fucking failed out. And now I'm feeling bad, but I also know that I'm doing my warm-up differently, right? I'm kind of pre-fatiguing the muscle. I'm trying to put way more tension. I'm trying to put way more stress on it. So I think over the long run, it'll actually be better. The goal for me right now isn't to just put up the weight, right? Move the weight from up to down, back to up. It's to get the growth, it's to get the stimuli, it's to get the strength, right? So moving the weight, it's secondary. Oh, here, look, this is a good POV. So let me see. Okay, so maybe not an inch out, maybe like half an inch on both sides would be good, because you see at the bottom my elbow is a little bit further out than my wrist. So
think if I just go slightly further out, that'll give me better leverage in the press. But managed to get 6 here, I think. Felt good. Felt tired. So moving on to shoulders, my worst movement. There is a little bit of instability with the core and how I'm supposed to press. So I know it's only 20s on each side, but fuck me, my shoulders are weak as fuck. Also, I have an injury to my right shoulder, so I can't tell if it's higher or lower, but it doesn't sit. But it doesn't sit in line with my left, so that's something that I just have to deal with and overcome. But moving on to the cables, this is a classic. I know a lot of people like doing the standing up, but I actually like the bent over. I feel like the stretch I get is a lot better, but usually this would give me a nice pump. But I think I said it in the intro. I just don't get pumps, man. They're so infrequent. They're so random. I don't really know why my body responds like that. Like I think last push day or last upper day, so a little while ago, I did get a nice tricep pump, but it's like I didn't really do any triceps. So I am drinking electrolytes and a lot of fluids before, during, and after. So I just got to figure that out. But it is super duper annoying. I would love to be able to feel all my muscle. I would love to have that feedback that's like, okay, cool. I'm doing sufficient damage. I'm doing sufficient, stimulus. I'm activating it correctly. But it's just something to improve on. And here I think I'm doing 44s. So these go up in kilos. So I think that was 44. I can't tell. And overhead triceps is where I'm the weakest at. So I've been trying to program a lot more of these in instead of just push downs. Here I believe I'm doing 99 or 88. I forgot. I think this might be 99. But I do feel a little pop in my left elbow, like the ligament like pops over the bone, pops under the bone, pops over them. It's kind of a weird feeling. It's kind of hard to describe, but anybody that has a clicking or a popping elbow knows what the fuck I'm talking about. And this is actually my third working set, so this was supposed to be a drop set, but I said fuck it. I want to see if I can really work the triceps, so I went for a third working set at the same weight, and you can see I'm failing out pretty fucking early. Now the rope gets stuck behind my neck, and I gotta twist it off.
Bullshit insurance stuff, but yeah. Workout went pretty well. Like I mentioned last time or 2 times ago, I forgot when, but I mentioned that doing my sets in higher rep ranges was a weakness of mine, and and this would be a good time to kind of get used to it. So today, on all my sets, I kind of pushed it to where I felt like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna fucking drop the weight, or I even filled out, right, as you guys probably just saw. So pretty good. This idea of a pump, I still don't get, because I get them in a lot of my muscle groups, but not all the time and not consistently either. So biceps, triceps, very rarely quads, lower back, glutes. That's it. I mean, fuck it. I'm a bitch, so I don't do calves, but hamstrings never. Abs, I heard people talk about abs. Abs never. Back, any part of my back never. Delts never. Chest never. I mean, it just feels kind of wishy-washy. I'm not sure why. I feel it some places and not others, and it's not even consistent. So today I did, the overhead, and I feel fatigued, but it's not pumped, right? Like, yeah, it's a little bit tight, it's a little bit, but it's not pumped. So think I'm gonna take this long cut to kind of really figure out what works for me and what doesn't, and then go from there. Same thing with the whole, I know some people think it's overrated, but the mind-muscle connection, I mean, I can't really even feel my back or my chest or anything, but I don't, I mean, it sucks. I mean, when I deadlift, if I if I exaggerate the glute squeeze, then I'll feel my glutes, but hamstrings, no. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because my baseline is so low compared to where it needs to be to like feel that contraction. Because if you think about it, right, when you get a cramp, Charlie horse, whatever, in your calf or your foot, why did those hurt the most? Well, because you use those so often. Those are your stronger muscles, right? Think about your calves, right? Every time you walk, every 2 steps, right, left, right. So every 2 steps, one of your calf is literally balancing most, if not all, the weight on your body, right? And if you're a bigger guy, you could be 200 pounds, 240, 250, whatever, this dude just, okay. You know what? I was about to fucking race him. He's being a bitch, but but no, like your foot and your calf, when it cramps, it hurts so much because those muscles are so strong because they're used all the time, which means, maybe I don't feel the pump, right? The muscles kind of, coming together really, really hard, because it's just not strong enough, so, I really think that's what it is, but, so, I mean, the places where I do feel pump, I guess that means, those muscle groups are a little bit ahead of the others I don't, but the ones that I don't feel a pump is probably my weakest that I want to improve anyway, so it kind of makes sense, right? So, but yeah, I'm going to do some cardio now. I just realized I have a lot to do today, actually. I have fucking groceries, and after groceries, I got some work that I need to do, and a bunch of BS that I need to kind of work through, and my house is fucking chaotic today because it's a Monday. It's just I fucking hate Mondays, but I haven't checked my band, but honestly, I don't feel that fatigued, That might have been 200 calories, which means I'm gonna be I'm gonna be doing cardio for about 30 minutes to try and get 500, so. But it's kind of hard to, especially on this programming, because it's more minimalistic, right? I'm like working up in weight fast. Often there's a drop set, sometimes there's not, right? Sometimes I'll just make the drop set into like a, into a third working set or whatever. And I think just the lack of volume and the lack of struggle, I mean, because the intensity is there, right? Like I'm failing out at shit, but the lack of the volume, I think, is cutting back my caloric use just a tad. So probably for this next block, I mean, I've been saying I want to do a little bit of a high frequency full body one. That seems more fun. I can kind of work on getting a pump every single day and kind of really feeling the muscles. But I don't know, maybe something with more volume. But I mean, that does have a lot of volume. I mean, literally, I'm hitting every single muscle group every single day. But I think this is goodbye. I'm just gonna focus on my grocery shoppings and whatever else after cardio. But tomorrow's poll, I'm gonna try and get out a little bit earlier, because I feel like since people didn't come in today, it's gonna be fucking busy tomorrow. So gonna see you then.